So we're going to get started in child's pose this morning. So this is the wide knee child's pose version. So you can take your big toes to touch, take your knees wide apart, and then walk your hands forward. Keep your sit bones over the heels. Walk your hands forward and let your forehead rest down onto the mat. See how this feels. If you feel like your head is too low, then you can rest a block under your head, especially if any of you have high blood pressure. Keeping the head and the heart level is good. Keeping the heart below, or the heart above the head might cause you to feel uncomfortable. So just be mindful of that. So as you rest here, can start to tune into that breath. Okay, so the slow, even breath in. You can count the in breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Little 1 count pause. And then exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 count pause. So keep breathing this way, very even breath. Notice the tension in the shoulders soften out. Your neck is relaxed. Start to become aware of the expansion of the low belly with each inhale. And a deep sense of relaxation wash through with each exhale. And while you're here breathing in this way, you can think about your reason for being here. What intention are you setting for today? And then from here, come on up to hands and knees. Okay, so you can curl your toes under. Your hands are directly under the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. And then lift your tailbone up, look up, take a breath in. And then round your spine, look down, exhale. Inhale, look up, breathe in. Round the spine, exhale. One more, inhale, look up, curl the toes under, lift the tailbone, breathe in. And then round your spine, point your toes, look down, exhale. And then find a neutral spine, so there's no curve through the spine here. We're going to reach the right hand out wide to the side and then look up. So this will feel like a twist through the spine. And then thread the needle. So you'll take your right hand in between your left arm and your thigh. So you can take your shoulder down to the ground and rest the side of your head down onto the ground. And then slide your left hand forward. Inhale, come back to tabletop. Left hand reaches out wide, look up. And then thread the needle, sliding your left hand in between the right arm and the right thigh. Rest your shoulder to the ground. Rest the left temple to the ground. And slide your right hand up to the top of the mat. You get real heavy in that shoulder. Inhale, come back up to table. Start to walk the hands forward. Come onto your belly and bring your elbows under the ground. So your elbows are under your shoulders. Once you notice that your elbows are directly under your shoulders, plant your palms flat to your mat. You can bring your ankles together, and this does make the sensation in the low back a little bit more intense. If you want to soften the sensation in the low back, you can take your legs a little farther apart. And then let your eyes rest at a point on the floor and watch your breath come in and out. So you can see we're moving the spine in all the directions. Forward folds, back bends, twists, side bends. And so go ahead and take an inhale, look over your right shoulder towards your right foot. And then come through center, look over the left shoulder toward your left foot. Inhale, come center. Take your hands by your ribs, straighten the arms, lift the heart up. And then bring your big toes together, bring your knees together, slide your hips back. So this is child's pose, but instead of the knees wide apart, the knees are together. And then rest your forehead toward the ground. Lift the head, walk your hands to the right. So this is a child's pose with a side stretch. So the hands come to the right. Keep your hips over your heels and rest your forehead toward the ground. Lift the head and the heart. Walk your hands all the way over to the left and then bow your forehead. And then come back to center, curl your toes under, lift the knees, and walk yourself back so you're coming over your heels. This is a squat pose. A lot of people cannot squat. And so if you are feeling like, woof, this is, heck no, we're not doing this, that's okay. It's pretty normal. I squat for a living, so I make it look easy. But you can have your heels toward the ground. That's what we're trying to go for, as well as the tailbone down toward the ground. Hands to prayer in front of the heart. And you might also look like this with the heels up and the hips up. And you're working your way down. So your heels may still stay up. You might try to work one heel down. You're going to lean to that side. And then you can go over to the other side. You all look pretty good, actually. I'm impressed. And we're going to come into ragdoll now. So start to straighten up the legs. Slide your fists in between your feet. And then hold on to your elbows. And you might bend your knees to rest your belly on top of your thighs and relax your head heavy. Okay, so you can let go of the tension in the neck and rock your weight toward the heels, from the heels toward the toes. Let your hands dangle down, bend your knees, and then roll all the way up to stand. And here, we'll do our sun salutations. So bring your feet together, your big toes will touch. Sit back like you're sitting into a chair, your knees are together. Take your arms up along the ears and breathe in. And dive forward like you're diving into water. Exhale. Take your hands up to your shins and lengthen your spine. So this is a flat back. Your shoulders stay away from the ears. And then come into your plank pose. That's high push-up. Spread your fingers and draw your heels back and your chest forward. Inhale, tap your knees to the ground and activate the muscles of the belly as you lower halfway. Inhale, lift your chest up, point the toes, and then come into downward dog. So your hips get really high. You're like the shape of an upside down V. Inhale, look forward. Step your right foot forward. Come all the way up into warrior one. And then we'll open into warrior two. So you can turn your chest to face the side, extend your arms. And then turn all the way to the side, toes in, heels out. Hands come to prayer behind the back. So you can maybe start with your fingertips to touching or slide your hands all the way up, high up as you can, so that the palms touch all together. That might take time. You might not be there right now, but you'll get there. Lift your heart, inhale, and then fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Come back to warrior two. Right knee bends, extend the arms. And then take your hands to your mat, step into plank pose. Tap your knees down, inhale. Strong belly, lower halfway. Lift your chest up, breathe in. Downward dog, exhale. Left foot steps forward. Let your right heel come down flat. Sweep those arms up, warrior one. And then open your arms wide, warrior two. And try to get your thighs parallel to the mat as you can. And then straighten your left leg. Turn your toes in, heels out. Hands once again come behind you. See if you can get your hands in prayer. Lift the chest, breathe in. And then fold, exhale. And then inhale, rise up. Come back to warrior two. Bend your left knee. And then come to plank. And tap your knees down, inhale. And lower, exhale slowly. Lift the chest up, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. So with your downward dog, your fingers are spread wide. Really press down into your thumb bones and your pointer finger bones. And keep your ears lined up with your arms. Draw your chin toward the front of your throat. And then always keep the muscles in the belly strong. Look forward, inhale, and walk the feet forward, exhale. Bring your feet together. Take your hands to your shins, flat back. So feel your arms straighten as your spine straightens. Take an inhale. Fold, exhale. And then bend your knees like you're sitting down and take your arms up along the ears. Stand tall, take the hands down by your side. Arms sweep out and up. Inhale, palms touch. Arms come wide as you fold forward, swan dive. Take your hands to your shins, flat back. And then take your right leg back, knee down. Arms sweep up. So this is your low lunge, arms up. Hands will come to prayer and twist. Take your right elbow on top of your left thigh. Those hands are in prayer. You're pressing palms evenly into one another. And then come to plank. Knees down, lower down. Lift the heart. Downward dog. Right foot forward, left knee down. Arms up. Hands to prayer and twist. Really press evenly into those palms. So your left elbow is on top of your right thigh. And you're twisting toward that front leg. And then release. Come back into plank pose. Knees down. Lower down. Lift the heart. And then knees together, child's pose. Rest your forehead. And start to have a seat up over your heels so you're kneeling. It's time for our seated meditation. So if you want to grab something to sit on, you can do that. You can either stay seated kneeling, or you can sit with your legs crossed. If you want to light a candle or incense, you can do that. Set the ambiance, set the vibe in your space to welcome in the blessings from your practice. And so after you've gotten everything set the way you want, you just come back to your mat, take a seat, and we work the spine through our practice every day because there's something magical about this tree of life that is the spine. So when you sit for meditation, super important not to slouch. Don't compress down on your internal organs. Give them space. The spine helps you to do that, helps to elongate, to create space. Let your palms rest over your thighs. If you're sitting and your legs are crossed, you can have your palms face the sky, or you can cup one hand on top of the other. Close the eyes, and let's find our breath once again. It's this sound that we can make as we breathe that sounds like the ocean waves washing in, with a 4 count. And then washing out with a 4 count. So staying with that count as you breathe here. And as you stay with this breath, let's tune into the sounds in the room that are very close. So that might be the sounds that you're making. It might be the sounds of the light. Just seek out what you're hearing with your mind. Begin to expand your awareness outward even further. So you're maybe hearing sounds that are very far away. And then let us begin to consider the day ahead. What are the key elements that are very important to you that you will experience today? And how do you want to feel as you go through your day today? And then think about why you're here. So you set your intention when you started practice. You thought about why you were showing up on your mat this morning, what you needed from your practice. Just remember that while you're here right now. And as always, our deep intention for practicing is to stimulate this flow of chi or energy within the body and to restore our overall sense of vibrancy and vitality so that we can be here with ease, confidence, with balanced feelings, not too high, not too low, kind of in the middle and steady. So use this time to tune inward, look inward, and pay attention to the energies flowing. Watch that chi flow into and out of the areas that you worked in your practice today. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, clear it out. Hands to prayer in front of the heart. Bow your forehead. Let's bow our forehead to each other. And let us say, Namaste.